Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving deep into the complex world of trauma bonds. If you've ever felt trapped in a toxic relationship, unable to leave despite the pain it causes, you're not alone. This video is designed to help you understand the intricate dynamics of trauma bonds and begin your journey towards healing. We'll explore the stages of a trauma bond, shedding light on the subtle ways abusers manipulate and control their victims. From the initial love-bombing phase to the devastating cycle of abuse, we'll unravel the psychological mechanisms that keep individuals tethered to their abusers. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding the nature of trauma bonds, you can start to recognize the signs, break free from the cycle of abuse, and reclaim your life. Have you ever experienced a whirlwind romance that felt almost too good to be true? That's the hallmark of the idealization phase, often referred to as love bombing. In this initial stage, the abuser showers you with excessive attention, affection, and flattery. They might shower you with gifts, plan extravagant dates, and declare their undying love early on. This intense adoration serves a purpose: to create a strong emotional attachment, almost like an addiction. You become intoxicated by the overwhelming sense of love and validation, making you more susceptible to the manipulation that follows. Remember, healthy relationships develop gradually. Be cautious of relationships that escalate too quickly or feel overwhelming. Trust your instincts if something feels off, even if the person seems charming and attentive. This phase is about creating a dependency, making you feel like you've found your soulmate, your other half. But be warned, this manufactured illusion is designed to make the eventual fall from grace even more devastating. Once the abuser feels secure in the bond they've created, the devaluation phase begins. The once loving and attentive partner gradually transforms, introducing subtle criticisms, put-downs, and controlling behaviors. You might notice a shift in their tone, a dismissive comment about your appearance, or attempts to control your finances or social interactions. This gradual erosion of your self-esteem is often difficult to recognize, especially as it's often masked by intermittent reinforcement. The abuser might alternate between moments of cruelty and kindness, keeping you off balance and questioning your own perceptions. They might apologize for their behavior, promising to change, only to repeat the cycle again. This manipulation tactic, known as gaslighting, makes you doubt your own sanity and reality. Remember, you are not to blame for your partner's behavior. Abuse is never justified. If you find yourself constantly questioning your worth or feeling like you're walking on eggshells, it's crucial to recognize these red flags. Imagine being strapped into a roller coaster, never knowing if the next turn will bring an exhilarating high or a gut-wrenching drop. That's the essence of intermittent reinforcement, a powerful manipulation tactic used to maintain control in abusive relationships. The abuser alternates between periods of love and affection with episodes of cruelty, criticism, and emotional withdrawal. This unpredictable cycle keeps you in a constant state of anxiety, desperately seeking the good times that seem so elusive. The occasional acts of kindness, however small, become incredibly powerful. They offer a glimmer of hope, a reminder of the person you fell in love with. This intermittent reinforcement creates a powerful emotional attachment, making it even harder to break free. Think of it like a gambler at a slot machine, chasing the elusive jackpot. Each time the abuser offers a crumb of affection, it reinforces the belief that things will eventually get better, keeping you hooked into the cycle of abuse. Over time, the constant cycle of idealization, devaluation, and intermittent reinforcement takes a toll on your sense of self. You begin to lose sight of who you are outside of the relationship, your identity becoming intertwined with the abuser's distorted perceptions. You might find yourself making excuses for their behavior, minimizing their actions to others, or blaming yourself for their outbursts. This is a common coping mechanism known as cognitive dissonance, where you attempt to reconcile the conflicting realities of their love and their abuse. The abuser might isolate you from your support system, making you dependent on them for emotional validation. They might discourage your hobbies, criticize your friends and family, or control your finances, further eroding your sense of independence. This psychological entrapment can leave you feeling lost, confused, and utterly broken. You might question your own judgment, wondering how you ended up in this situation. Remember, abuse thrives in silence. Reaching out for support is crucial to breaking free from this toxic web. Trauma bonds are often characterized by a deep sense of dependency on the abuser. This isn't love, but rather a complex web of fear, obligation, and emotional exhaustion that makes leaving seem impossible. You might feel financially dependent on the abuser, fear for your safety or the safety of your children, or worry about the social stigma of leaving. The abuser might threaten you with violence, manipulate you with guilt trips, or use children as pawns to maintain control. This fear can be paralyzing, keeping you trapped in a situation that feels inescapable. You might rationalize their behavior, telling yourself that it's not that bad or that they'll change. But remember, abuse is a pattern of behavior, not isolated incidents. Leaving an abusive relationship is rarely easy, but it's important to remember that you deserve to be safe and respected. There are resources available to help you break free, such as domestic violence hotlines, shelters, and support groups. The breaking point arrives when the pain of staying in the relationship finally outweighs the fear of leaving. This realization might be triggered by a specific event, like a particularly cruel act of abuse, or it might be a gradual awakening to the toxic patterns that have defined the relationship. You might start to recognize the manipulation tactics, see through the abuser's apologies, and realize that you deserve better. This newfound awareness can be both empowering and terrifying, as you confront the reality of your situation and the daunting task of rebuilding your life. Leaving is a process, not an event. There will be setbacks, moments of doubt, and perhaps even attempts to return to the familiarity of the abusive relationship. This is normal, but it's crucial to remember why you left in the first place. Surround yourself with a supportive network of friends, family, or a therapist who can offer guidance and encouragement. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Alone in emotional withdrawal, navigating the agony of absence. Leaving the abuser doesn't erase the trauma bond overnight. In fact, the initial separation can be the most difficult phase, as your body and mind go through a period of intense withdrawal. Just like an addict withdrawing from a substance, you might experience physical symptoms like insomnia, anxiety, headaches, or digestive issues. Emotionally, you might feel a profound sense of loneliness, emptiness, and even a yearning for the abuser despite the pain they caused. This is because trauma bonds create a chemical dependency on the roller coaster of emotions. Your brain, accustomed to the highs and lows of the abuse cycle, struggles to adapt to a stable, healthy environment. Remember, these withdrawal symptoms are temporary. They are a sign that your body and mind are healing. Be patient with yourself, practice self-care, and seek support from loved ones or a therapist. Cognitive dissonance, battling the ghosts of love and abuse. Even after leaving the relationship, you might find yourself struggling to reconcile the loving memories with the painful reality of the abuse. This internal conflict, known as cognitive dissonance, can be incredibly confusing and emotionally draining. You might minimize the abuse, rationalize the abuser's behavior, or even blame yourself for their actions. It's important to remember that abuse is never justified, and you are not responsible for someone else's choices. Challenge those distorted thoughts. Write down a list of the abusive behaviors you endured, no matter how small they might seem. This tangible evidence can help you break through the denial and see the relationship for what it truly was. Remember, healing from trauma takes time. Be patient with yourself. Allow yourself to grieve the loss of the relationship you thought you had, and focus on rebuilding your life based on self-love and respect. Self-blame, releasing the shackles of guilt and shame. It's common for survivors of trauma bonds to experience intense feelings of self-blame and shame. You might question why you didn't leave sooner, why you tolerated the abuse, or why you believed the abuser's promises. Remember, abusers are master manipulators. They excel at twisting reality, shifting blame, and making you question your own judgment. It's not your fault that you were deceived. Instead of dwelling on the past, focus on the present moment and your strength in breaking free. Celebrate your courage in taking steps towards healing and rebuilding your life. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a dear friend going through a similar experience. Remember, healing is not linear. There will be good days and bad days, but with each step forward, you move closer to freedom. Leaving an abusive relationship can be an incredibly isolating experience. You might feel disconnected from your former life, especially if the abuser isolated you from loved ones. The loneliness can be profound, amplifying feelings of sadness, grief, and uncertainty about the future. It's crucial to reach out for support during this time, even if it feels daunting. Reconnect with trusted friends and family members who can offer a listening ear and a reminder of your strength and resilience. Consider joining a support group, either in person or online, where you can connect with others who understand what you're going through. Remember, you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help you heal. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, to lean on others for support, and to rebuild your life surrounded by love and genuine connection. Chapter 11. Trust issues: rebuilding the foundation of healthy relationships. After experiencing the betrayal and manipulation of a trauma bond, it's natural to struggle with trust issues. You might find it difficult to open up to others, fearing that you'll be hurt or deceived again. These trust issues can impact all your relationships, romantic and platonic alike. You might build walls around your heart, pushing people away to protect yourself from further pain. Healing from trust issues takes time and patience. Start by rebuilding trust within yourself. Learn to listen to your intuition, set healthy boundaries, and prioritize your own emotional well-being. When you feel ready, consider opening up to trusted friends or family members about your experience. Sharing your story in a safe and supportive environment can help you process your emotions and rebuild trust gradually. Chapter 12. Cut off contact, severing the ties that bind. Breaking free from a trauma bond requires complete separation from the abuser. This means implementing a strict no-contact rule, cutting off all forms of communication, block their phone number, email address, and social media profiles. Avoid places where you might encounter them. This separation is crucial for your emotional and psychological healing. The abuser might try to contact you, apologize for their behavior, or promise to change. Remember, these are manipulation tactics designed to lure you back into the cycle of abuse. Stay strong and remind yourself why you left. Each time you resist the urge to respond to their attempts at contact, you strengthen your resolve and move closer to true freedom. Chapter 13. Seek professional support. Embracing the journey of healing. Healing from a trauma bond is a deeply personal journey, and seeking professional support can provide invaluable guidance and tools. A therapist specializing in trauma can help you understand the dynamics of the abuse, process your emotions, and develop healthy coping mechanisms. Therapy provides a safe and confidential space to explore your experience, challenge negative thought patterns, and rebuild your sense of self-worth. Your therapist can teach you techniques to manage anxiety, set boundaries, and develop healthy relationship skills. Remember, there's no shame in seeking help. It's a sign of strength and a commitment to your own well-being. Healing from trauma is possible, and with the right support, you can break free from the past and create a brighter future. Outro: reclaiming your life, embracing freedom and healing. Breaking free from a trauma bond is challenging, but remember, you are not alone. With the right support and self-compassion, healing is possible. The journey might be long and arduous, but every step you take towards freedom is a victory. Remember to celebrate your strength, acknowledge your resilience, and embrace the opportunity to rebuild your life based on self-love, respect, and healthy boundaries. You deserve to live a life free from abuse, filled with joy, authentic connections, and a deep sense of peace. Subscribe for more insights and support on your journey to recovery. We'll explore topics like self-care, healthy relationships, and building self-esteem in future videos. You're not broken, you are a survivor.